everybody, this is Asia Samson with Baptism Overland, and I just wanted to take this time to show you guys how to install the Moose Knuckle Jowl Split Recovery Shackle on your rig. Now, when it comes to recovery, as we all know, it's not about if, but when it happens. And when it does, having recovery points on your vehicle is very crucial. And the Moose Knuckle Jowl Split Recovery Shackle just makes that process a little bit easier. It prevents you from having to fumble around getting a regular bow shackle on here, especially if your vehicle is submerged in water and it's hard to get your hands in there. Having one of these already installed will just allow you to get a strap on here a lot easier so you can get yourself out. Now, getting this shackle onto your recovery point is a pretty straightforward process. You just need to remove the cap at the end of the pin. Once that comes out, the entire shackle comes apart. You can put this end through there, get the other piece, put that through this side, and then take your cap, put it back on, and you're pretty much done once you get this thing tightened. But as you can see, that once you do it this way, you're going to get a lot of rattling and a lot of play. Now, when you buy the jowl, Moose Knuckle provides two pairs of what they like to call rattle rings. These are 2mm and these are 3mm, and you use these as spacers between your recovery point and the shackle to prevent this thing from rattling. And you can add as many or as little as you'd like, depending on how loose or tight you want your shackle to be on your recovery point. If you need more than two pairs, they are available on their website. For this application, I'm going to do one 3mm and one 2mm on one side, and then one 3mm and one 2mm on the other side. Alright, so as you can see, we have our rattle rings installed between the recovery point and the shackle. Once we get the cap tightened down, the rattling will completely stop, but it still has enough play for this shackle to move up and down. It all depends on you and how tight you want this thing to be. Now, I can't stress this enough, but do not put your rattle rings on the outside. Putting the rattle rings on the outside will prevent you from tightening the cap to the pin fully, and that's something you don't want because you don't want this to be loose. So yeah, just don't do it. Alright, so now the last step is to go ahead and tighten down the pin so that the shackle is secure. Now, the jowl pin does come with a small amount of thread locker pre-applied to help with securing the cap onto the pin. But if you install and remove the shackle often, like I do, and the thread locker eventually wears off, Moose Knuckle does recommend the Permatex Purple for easy removal or the Permatex Orange for medium removal. If you're looking to keep your shackle on your rig pretty much full time though, you may want to use the blue thread locker to make sure that it's tight and on there. But just keep in mind that if you do use the blue thread locker, you're going to have to heat this thing back up in order to remove it again, and that could damage the powder coatings. Now, with this kit, you're also going to get two adapters. These are hex to 1/4-inch adapters, and you basically use these if you don't have any 1/4-inch ratchets. You don't really need this if you already have ratchets like this with nothing on them. These are 1/4-inch drives. I have a regular one here and I have a torque wrench here. We want to torque this down to about 30 foot-pounds. So without putting any sockets on these at all, just put one on one side like this, make sure that we're ready there, and then one on the other side here, and we'll be able to torque this down to 30 foot-pounds. And there you go. It's tight and it's done. And that's it. Your shackle is installed, it's secure, it's tight, and you're ready to hit the trails. And when you get bogged down, you can just take your strap and get right in there very easily.